Hello everyone. Welcome to Chair Yoga with a Splash of Tai Chi. Let's get started. Let's come back into our chair. One of the first things we're going to do, and again, this is the first time being offered here on the Veterans Yoga Project online yoga studio. I put my little VYP up there. I'm going to go ahead and take off my name tag because it's going to get in the way when we do our arm movements. So first thing, we're going to take our right fist. So you figure out which one's your right fist. That's the sun. And then we do the flat palm, left palm, that's the moon. We bow down to one another in respect. And that's how we start a Tai Chi class, a chair Tai Chi class. So the first thing, you can scoot back into the back of your chair or be nice and tall in your chair today. And I invite you to press your feet into the floor, wiggle those toes, get all your thoughts out of your brain and feel your feet on the floor. This is a grounding exercise to kind of be present in the moment. Very good. Now think about being nice and tall in the chair as best you can with what you got today. And let's go ahead and, place the hand on the lower belly to start our breathing. It's called the Dantian breathing, low belly breathing, like it was when we were just little babies. If you've ever watched a baby breathe, their belly expands and then contracts as they breathe in and as they breathe out. It's kind of strange now for us as we're adults because we normally do chest breathing or upper, middle, lower abdominal breathing. So again, I'm going to place my hand low on my belly. As we breathe in, the belly expands. Now, I don't really notice it expanding very much until I exhale, contract that belly button towards your spine. Again, breathe in, belly out, and exhale. One more time, breathe in, belly out, and exhaling. Very good. Now I'm going to come a little bit more towards the front of my chair. It feels a little bit more comfortable for me. I have my feet just right out here at kind of those little 90-degree angles, and you can do that also. Again, make it as comfortable for you as you can. So we're going to do what's called the Atlas Point movement. It's to help soften our neck muscles. So basically, you're going to take your nose and draw a circle. So your eyes can follow the drawing of the circle, but what I have found, some folks get a little vertigo if they're not used to this. So you keep your eyes looking forward instead. So listen for the little kind of noisy things that might be happening. And I'll be quiet for a little bit so you can listen for that. And it doesn't have to be fast, just know that, okay? Then we're going to pause at the center and go the other direction. Again, this is the Atlas Point, softening those neck muscles. And you might notice a little bit of spiciness going on. Just go a little bit slower. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Welcome to Chair Tai Chi with a Splash of Yoga. This is our first class offered here on Veterans Yoga Project Online Studio. Welcome, welcome. One more time all the way around. Very good. Next, let's do swimming dragon. So that's hands together. Now you can hook the thumbs if you want to, or just, hands together. The arms can be parallel to the floor or elbows dropped. Again, whatever's best comfortable for you. So we're going to breathe in, belly big. And as we exhale, push the hands one direction. Look your chin, your head the other direction. From here, breathe in, bring it back to the center. Exhale over to the other side. Again, inhale back to the center. Exhaling. This helps with neck pain, also establishes your range of motion, one side versus the other. Inhale to the center. Exhale over to the other side. One more time, inhaling back to the center. Very good. Next is swimming dragon. So basically, that was swimming dragon. Next is spread the feathers. So we're going to take our hands, spread them out like little starfish out to the side. Now I kind of have it here at hip levels where I have the hand. And then I'm going to take the thumb, turn it to the top of the room, and I feel a little activation in the bicep, tricep area. And then from here, then drop my ear towards the opposite shoulder. And then, kind of like we did in Atlas Point, we're going to take our chin and draw it up towards the sky and towards the arm that's reaching out, down towards the chest and towards that opposite ear. Now, we're going to go the opposite direction. Down towards the chest, towards the arm extended, up towards the ceiling, and back towards that opposite ear. and release. Let's do the other side. And you're going to notice how it feels one side versus the other, right? So hand goes out to the side, spread out those fingers, turn that thumb to the top of the room. Again, take the ear to the opposite shoulder, and then we're going to draw our chin towards the ceiling, towards the arm that's extended, down towards the chest, and then pause here on that opposite shoulder, and then reverse that. Bring it down to your chest, bring it towards the arm extended, up towards the sky, back to that opposite ear. That's for opening up the carotid, bringing more blood flow to the brain. Next, we're just going to spin those hands. Now, some folks, they have like stiff hands when they do this. This helps with arthritis, but maybe you can just do one. So it's initiated from the wrist. It loosens the wrist. It's good for carpal tunnel. And then let's try the other one. Plus, it gives you a little bit of air right across your face, too. You'll notice one side, maybe it seems different than the other, and then maybe you can add them together. I notice that my left hand is not as able to do this than my right hand. And that makes sense to me because I have a dominant right hand. Now we're going to pause and make it go the other way. So when I go the other direction, it feels a little different to me. So it's my brain going, okay, we're going the other way now. That doesn't feel normal. Again, I get a little air when I do this. When I bring it towards me, when I do that second time around, feels nice. Very good. All right, let's just kind of do alternative shoulder rolls that helps prevent the hump in the back of the neck and strengthen the upper back musculature. And then we're going to reverse, go the other direction. And in fact, we're going to do a little bit of, it feels weird going reverse to me, but that's just me, right? And then we're going to come back and pause, and we're going to hold the shoulders up towards the ears. There's your upper back strength building, and release. Always feels better on the release. And again, squeeze it up towards your ears. Squeeze, 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 and release. Let's do one more. Here we go. Squeeze it up towards your ears. Kind of squeeze those armpits at the same time, and release. Very good. Next is wild goose flutter hands. So this is going to bring energy into our fingers, arms, and wrists. So we're kind of going out here at angles, and we're fluttering our arms up and down. Very good. Now maybe you can do it one in front, one out to the side, and if you can, look to the side. Again, do what you can with what you got today. And then maybe you can go way out, right out to the sides of the body. I find that's a little bit more difficult than going at an angle. Go back to going at an angle. Very good. Next is stir arms. I'm going to shift over to one side of my chair and basically kind of lean it out and over. You can place your hand on your leg, but some folks have some spicy stuff going on with their shoulders, so maybe they place their hands on their shoulders. So basically you're stirring your arm out to the side. Oval, a circle, whatever you can manage. Maybe it's slower than what I'm doing. And again, this is for range of motion in that shoulder complex. This is one of the postures I would do to kind of get my range of motion back after I had that pacemaker surgery a couple of years ago. And then let's pause and have it go the other way. You might be hearing some snap, crackle, pops. Folks, this is a 45-minute class today. So just to let you know, it's a little bit shorter than our back yoga class. We'll alternate this class with back yoga. And let's make it smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. You might be feeling some sensation going on. That's kind of cool, huh? Let's shift over to the other side, all right? So again, I'm kind of leaning out. I'm going to place my hand on my hip on this one because I don't have a spicy shoulder on that side. Again, increase your range of motion. You maybe notice some little creaks going on here, kind of lubricating that ball and socket joint, yeah? And your shape, you kind of notice your shape. Does it seem different than the first side that you did? Maybe. And then let's reverse that. Have it go the other way. Ooh, there's a little spice going on this side. Again, do what you can with what you got. Take breaks when you want to, all right? Or need to. Either way, right? Very good. Make it smaller, smaller, and smaller. Very good. Nice. I'm going to come back to the center of my chair here. Now, let's just get, this one just reminds me being on the playground, swinging your arms. So again, this loosens the shoulder joints. Again, your range of motion may be different than mine. Again, do what you can with what you have today. And then maybe you can tap your back or the tops of the shoulders, or you can fake tap it. That works too. So there's a little bit of heavy-handedness going on here, a little kind of gravity working here. Ooh, you feel one side a little bit easier to do than the other. I'm asking all these questions. Y'all can't answer me back. That's okay. I just want you to observe what's going on. Let's do one more. Very good. Next is eagle claw. So eagle claw, we'll be making fists with our hands and then spreading out the hands. And this helps to increase our mobility in our shoulders and our hands, lessen arthritis. So the way we do that first is we inhale, circle sweep arms up, and in Tai Chi, we bring down the energy, hands as if they were on top of a ball, down towards the dantian, that lower belly area. Very good. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up. We're going to bring down fists now, and then we're placing these on our laps. So we're going to inhale, fist to chest. Exhale, fist to sky. Inhale, back to your chest. Exhale, open up the hands and push it forward. Spread out those fingers. Very nice. Inhale, back to the chest. Squeeze the shoulder. Exhale, arm out to the side. Now this is where we open the fist and close it 5 times. You can look at the hand while you do that. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring that back to your lap. Other side. Inhale, fist to chest. Exhale, sky high. Inhale, back to your chest. Open up. Exhale, push it forward. Inhale, back to your chest. Squeeze that shoulder. Exhale, out to the side. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back to your lap. Inhale, fist to chest. Other side. Exhale, sky high. Inhale, back to your chest. Open up. Exhale, push it forward. Nice. Inhale, back to the chest. Out to the side. Exhale. Here we go. Throw it 5 times. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back to your lap. Inhale, fist to the chest. Last time. Exhale, sky high. Inhale, fist to chest. Open up. Exhale, push it forward. Very good. Inhale, back to your chest. Exhale, out to the side. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back to the center and inhale, circle, sweep arms up, and let's bring down the chi. Very nice. Now you may want to sit back kind of in the middle of the chair. On this next one, we'll do a little foot rotation, and that will compromise of us bringing our fingertips underneath our knee tip, kind of leaning back and basically point and flex the foot. So this helps prevent foot cramps, improve ankle flexibility, and we're basically pumping that calf, which is considered to be the second heart, increase blood flow to the heart. Now, ankle circles. Also, that calf pump is a ability to lower the blood glucose. So it's a thing to kind of remember, yeah? And reverse. It also helps with better walking ability. Ankle isolation here, foot rotation, and release. Now, I'm just kind of spicy on that left side. So for me, it just is what it is. You may be noticing stuff like that too. Again, knee in towards the chest, point and flex. Again, welcome to our chair Tai Chi class today. And then let's go ahead and get that rotation going on. See if you feel stuff going around your ankle, the top of the foot. My foot likes to make noise on this one. On this side. And reverse, go the other way. Now my reverse never looks the same way as the original direction. Very good. And release. We're going to take a leg out to the side, resting on the back of the heel. Now if this bothers your back of the knee, bend the knee a little bit, but keep flexing that heel, toes towards the sky. This is to strengthen the knees and the surrounding tissue. But then what we're going to do also, we'll add on to this. We're going to point the toe away. And then let's go ahead and point and flex. Again, another opportunity for that second heart, blood flow, pumping the calf. And I'm maybe taking my socks off when I do this. I didn't realize that. When I teach this in the senior citizen center, I usually keep my shoes on, so I don't notice about the sock coming off the foot. Okay, and release. Let's do the other side. So bring the leg out. Again, if you need to bend the knee a little bit. Heel flex, toes towards the sky. You may be noticing contraction of your calf, maybe some activation of your quadricep. And then point the toes away. You might be feeling spice in that hip complex. Again, kind of depends what's going on with you and your stuff, right? And then let's flex and point. Very good. After this, we're going to do Kuan Yin paints the rainbow. It's a range of motion and isolation, again, of the shoulder complex. We kind of go from lower body to upper body when we do this stuff. Give breaks in different places. A couple more, 2 more. Very nice. Bring it back on in. So for Kuan Yin paints the rainbow, we're going to start it off with first the clock rotation. So we're basically taking a hand out to the side. Inhale, arm up. And then turn the hand out and exhale back behind you. Woo. Inhale again, arm circles up. Turn the hand out, exhale back behind you. So when it gets to that 12 o'clock position, breathe in. We turn the hand out and back behind you. Again, you're kind of noticing stuff going on. One more. All the way up. Turn that hand out and back behind you. Very nice. Okay, let's do the other side. Inhale, circle sweep the arm up, turn the hand out and back behind you. And again, breathe in, hand out, exhale. You may be noticing you're twisting your upper body a little bit more, one side versus the other. So, there's some stiffness maybe going on. Breathe in, circle it up, turn that hand out, back behind you. One more time. Inhale up and back behind you. Very good. Now this next one is a little bit more complicated. So we're going to inhale, circle, sweep arms up and bring down the chi. Very nice. Now we're going to take a hand out to the side of the body. The thumb is pointed towards the front of the room or, towards your front side of the body. Basically take that thumb, turn it to the back of the room, pinky towards me. Then we'll inhale, circle, sweep arm up. Exhale, arm back behind you. Inhale, both arms come up, and you flip the hand, and you bring the other one down. And then we're going to turn the pinky towards me, thumb away. Inhale, circle, sweep arm up. Exhale, arm back behind you. Inhale, gather, flip. Exhale, bring the other hand down. Turn the hand out. Now, pinky towards me, thumb away. Breathe in, circle, sweep arm up. Exhale, back behind you. Inhale, gather, flip it. Bring the other one down. This is the last time. Pinky towards me, thumb away. Breathe in, circle it up. Exhale, back behind you. Inhale, flip it. Exhale, arms down. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up. Exhale, bring down the chi. Very good. So we'll do what's called spinal cord breathing. It's similar to seated cat-cow, but it's different. You know how we cup the hands and we swung the hands? Well, now we're going to cup the hands in front of us. And basically, inhale, elbows up, open up those arms, chest forward. Exhale, curve the spine to the back of the chair, forearms come close together. So you got a nice cat back going on here. And again, inhale, elbows up, 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 up. Spinal cord breathing. Exhale, extension and flexion of the spine. Again, inhale, elbows up, 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 up. Exhale. One more. Inhale up. And exhale. Now we're going to do the blood pressure technique. But first, inhale, circle, sweep arms up, and then bring the back of the hands down like you're making a shape of a heart. And then as you bring the hands apart, you're going to bring your thumb into your palm, fingers, grab or, kind of cover that thumb. So that's stimulating your heart meridian. And then elbows back, chest forward. Breathe in. Exhale, open up. And then inhale, circle, sweep arms up. Let's do it again. Coming down the heart center, exhaling. And then grab those thumbs, fingers on the thumbs. Inhale, elbows back, chest forward. Blood pressure technique. It's whether or not you have high or low blood pressure. Let's inhale, circle, sweep arms up. Exhale, bring it down the center. Grab those thumbs, fingers on the thumbs. Inhale, elbows back, chest forward. Exhale, arms out to the side. And last, let's finish it off. Finishing breath. Breathe in. and then bring down the chi. Very good. Nice. All right, from here, let's clap the hands and get some fire, some heat into the palms. Very nice. And then rub it into the fingers. That helps with circulation, helps with arthritis. And then we're going to do some more for the knees. So we're going to bring the heat onto the knees. So do those little knee circles. And then reverse it. Now, if you want to get into those little acupressure areas, go with the pad of the fingers around the knees. I think it's kind of ticklish personally, but again, there's a really kind of different type of feeling going on there. And to lessen knee pain, we take the palms of the hands, softly tap, tap, tap on the outsides of the knees. Very good. From here, go back to the back of your chair. And this is the knee strengthener coming up. So we're going to be lifting the heel flex. You know what? I'm going to take my sock off so you can see that. Okay, heel flex. You may need to lift your leg and make it feel more comfortable on the chair. And then hover, lower it down. You're hovering. And then point the toe. And release. All right, we're going to do the other side. Let me remove that sock, of course, right? Heel flex. Ooh, you may notice differences one side versus the other. And then lower, and then point the toe. Very good. Try to sit up nice and tall as best you can, okay? You may hang onto the chair. Heel flex. Very nice. Lower, and point the toe. Strengthens the knees. Release. And again, heel flex, lower, point the toe, and release. Let's do one more each side. Heel flex, here we go. Hold, 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 but not the breath. And then lower, and then point the toe, and release. Other side, here we go. Flex, flex, flex. Very good. And then point that toe, and release. Come a little bit more forward on your chair. Clap your hands. All right, from here, if you're able to hinge forward safely, rub those shins, get the calves, get the side of the legs, the inside of the legs, underneath on those quadriceps. Okay, very good. Next is sweep and reach. Again, do what you can with your body that you can. So basically, we're taking our arms out to one side and then over to the other. So this gets into our lungs. Breathe in, breathe out. You're doing less if this is painful. Now, think about drawing a side line number 8. So you're kind of drawing that circle to one side and then the other. This helps us have better lung capacity. And sometimes it causes you to let air escape, as in burping and other things. So just kind of know that, okay? You feel a burp bubbling up. Well, there's probably a reason. Now, pause and reverse. My brain always goes, what? Okay, my figure 8 doesn't look the same when I do the reverse. Very good. One more. And then let's finish the breath. Breathe in, bring down the chi. From here, just shake the legs, stomp the legs. You tend to get leg cramps. Shaking the legs, stomping the legs helps with that. Got to do it every day, though. Up on the balls of the feet, shake the legs. Very good. Next is parry. Bring a circle in front of you, and then another one. So you probably know this already as wax on, wax off. You're shifting weight from one side of the body over to the other. So when we coordinate movement with the breath, it's a very meditative process that lowers your cortisol, similar to what happens in yoga sometimes. And let's pause and wipe out. For some reason, when I wipe out, I get bigger circles going on. Again, this is called parry. You're kind of going across the center. Now let's bring this horizontal. So we're wiping out. I can hear my ribs creaking. And you know what? Let's wipe it in. Very good. Now, if you want to take this a little bit more vigorous, what you can do instead is elbow strikes. Again, if you want to just do the circles, that's fine too. This is for your brain, for your core. One more, and then bring it back to horizontal, wiping it in, wiping it out, making it smaller, smaller, and smaller. You may notice some little tingling sensation happening. That's kind of what happens in yoga and Tai Chi sometimes. From here, let's do a little bone density business by bringing a foot out and stomping and bringing it in. Now you can use your hand underneath if you like. Sumo stomp. I'm shaking the floor here. Also gets into that hip musculature complex. If you've got spicy stuff going on, you're going to notice it here. This is also getting in and out of the car. So this is a functional movement, yeah? Although you probably don't stomp, right? One more, and bring it back to the center. Next is swallow flies to the nest. So let's do our finishing breath. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up. This time, hands are palms up as we exhale. So what we'll do is we'll inhale, bring an arm across. Exhale, arm out to the side. Inhale, arm up and over. And then back of the hand, exhaling, lands in the nest. And bring it back to the center. Now, inhale, other arm goes across. Exhale, arm out to the side. Inhale, up and over. Exhale, back of the hand lands. Let's do that again. Inhaling across the body. Exhaling out. Inhale, up and over. And exhaling, back to the center. Other side, breathe in, arm across. Breathe out, out to the side. Inhale, up and over. And then lands in its nest. Now we're going to add a little poem to this. Swallow flies east. Swallow flies west. Swallow flies up and over and lands in its nest. Other side. Swallow flies east. He doesn't know his directions. Swallow flies west. Swallow flies up and over and lands in its nest. Let's do that again. Swallow flies east. Breathe in. Swallow flies west, exhale. Swallow flies up and over, breathe in, and lands in its nest. Exhale. Last time. Swallow flies east, breathing. Swallow flies west, exhale. Swallow flies up and over, breathing in, and lands in its nest. Come back to the center, finishing breath. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up, and then bring down the chi. Very nice. So next, we're going to bring our ankles together, our feet together. It's called the jitterbug. This is for ankle mobility and, again, brain work. So there's a lot of Alzheimer prevention stuff goes on in this class. So basically, you can have your hands on the chair to begin with, and we're just kind of heel-toeing out to the side. You may notice one foot is a lot better than the other, or maybe they're the same. Now, if you want to add the brain component to this, you bring your hands to the center, and you basically twist the opposite direction. Now, I never know if I twist the opposite direction because I'm like super concentrating here. And of course, warming up the chair too with my bottom. Couple more. A little break from after some of that, yeah? But this is not a brain break, that's for sure. We'll way out on that one. And come back to the center. All right. Now, bring the heels apart, toes in. So it's kind of that weird foot angle business. Now we're going to work the feet independently out and in. So here we go. You may have to look at your feet to make this happen. Ah! You may notice your ankles, your shins getting a little fatigued. Yeah? One more. Very good. Now we'll do some foot patterning, and then we'll go on to some of our stuff that we do for, what do we call this? The Qigong hand and foot movements. So basically, I'm going to scoot back in my chair a little bit and bring a foot forward, and then out to the side, forward, back to the chair. Let's do the other side. Forward, out to the side, forward, to the chair. Now we're going to add 3 to this, so just wait and see. Forward, way out. Here's where the 3 comes in. Bring it in 3 times. 3, 2, and 1. Bring it way out to the front and back to the chair. Other side. Forward, way out. Bring it in. 3, 2, 1. Way out, forward to the side. This time, let's try 5. Oh my. Forward, way out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Way out, forward to the chair. Last one. Here we go. Forward, way out. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Way out to the front and to the chair. Let's finish it. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up. Exhale, bring down the chi. Very good. Shake those legs. Stomp those feet. Very good. Let's go ahead and clap the hands once again. Get some heat into the hands. And I'll come up and we're going to be doing the energy work next. So let me bring my other chair to the front of the room. Get a little closer so you can see this a little better. Keep rubbing those hands if you can. All right, so take a hand out or a hand on the leg, and we're going to tap, tap, tap into the shoulder, palm up, down the front. Again, out to the side, down the front. Once more. And down to the front. Clap those hands once again. Create some heat in here. All right, from here, outside on the other side. Here we go. Get into that shoulder. Usually always needs it. And down the front. And again, up the side of the body. Little bone-to-bone business here. Down the front. And one more time. Clap those hands. Rub, 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 rub. Now, I think I've done this in the back yoga class, but if not, we do this in the chair Tai Chi. It's the lymphatic drainage. So, we have the circulatory system with our blood, right? But, the doctor's always checking your neck to see, is it swollen? Your lymph glands are swollen. So we're going to do a little self-therapy here. So we find our collarbone, and we take our hands above and below the collarbone and just kind of stroke across the collarbone. Left side drains a little bit more into our systems in the right. You may find that you urinate more, and you may have a little sinus drainage when you go do this. You can also tap, tap, tap. This is called the Big Six lymphatic drainage. Let's do the other side. So again, above and below the collarbone. And you can also tap, tap, tap. You can also softly stroke above and below the collarbone. So there's several different ways to do this. I just kind of give you some good generic ways to do this. Now, if you can do the Spock hands, that's great. If you can't, it's fingers in front and in back of your ears. You make sure you get the jawline too, because we have a lot of lymph nodes in the jaw, in the neck. So bring it down the side of the neck, out behind the ear, in front of the ear, down that jawline a little bit. You can also do the front a little bit. Now, we're not digging. We're just doing the pads of the fingers. And then back there at the atlas point, at the back of the head, down the back of the neck to the shoulders. Very good. So you have to do these in this order. Collarbone, neck. Next is the armpit. So where the arm inserts into the armpit, take your hand and kind of squeeze. Lots of lymphs hang out there. And then take your fingers. You can kind of stroke into your armpit, or you can give it a good old slap, whatever you want to do here, yeah? With your thumb that's in front, it also massages your pectoral muscles, or again, there's lymph nodes hanging out there. All right, let's do the other side. Get into that, where that arm inserts into the arm, and just kind of squeeze, massage. Very good. And then you can either stroke the armpit or tap the armpit. You can also do a fist into the armpit. I didn't do that on the other side, but that's also another option. There's the Big Six, but there's also, if you tend to breathe more in the chest and you tend to have your body like going forward towards the floor, usually it's a tight diaphragm. So you find that little kind of curve at the bottom of the ribs, and you use your thumbs to kind of stroke down the diaphragm to kind of loosen tightness that might be happening there. I'm shrugging my shoulders up. I'm trying to relax my shoulders when I do this too. Sometimes it didn't work. All right, the next major location is the navel center. So find the belly button. You can do fist or open hands. Pound at the navel center. Lots of lymph in this area too. And then if you want to do the hands, you can do the hands. You bring it out to the side of it. Bring it in. Now, similar to what we did with that, let me scoot back a little bit so you can see this. That sumo stomp, we brought a leg out and then the other. where our leg inserts into our torso, there's a lot of lymph nodes in that iguanal crease. We call it slapping the quad. We use the sides of our hands to get into that area. So for women, typically, there's a breast cancer going on, and so they check for lymph nodes going in the armpit, pectorals, that area. And for men, prostate cancer, they check in this iguanal crease to see if there's, the cancer has moved to that. So we're trying to get rid of that toxic stuff that gets stored in there with movement. Very good. Now I'm going to bring my feet in, and let me scoot back a little bit more so you can see this. So back of the knee. So if you tend to have swelling in your feet, your roadblocks for that are the back of the knees. There are lots of lymph nodes in the back of the knees. So very carefully, you're going to stroke the back of the knees, because sometimes some people have Baker cysts back here, so you don't want to be too vigorous. But if it feels okay, then you can take that arc of your hand and chop into the back of the knee for that lymphatic drainage. Very good. Go back to kind of stomping those feet, shaking those legs, wiggling side to side. Go ahead and do that wild goose qigong at the same time. Very nice. All right, now I'm going to come back to the front of the room to do our other types of work that we do. So next, let's do the tapping for the body systems. So the outside of the hands, it helps with lessening headaches and vertigo. So we tap. It's called pinky taps. Helps with headaches and vertigo. All right, and then we go to the inside of the hands. It helps with aiding digestion and nausea. So tap, tap, tap into there. And then, you can flip it. Go ahead and flip it. A little brain work there, because you're normally doing it one direction and you flip it. Yeah. Now we're going to go into the interwebs of the fingers. This helps with pains in the limbs. So you're going to tap. Be careful if you have rings, okay? Now, there's a finger that's on top. Switch it to where the other finger is on top. That usually messes with my brain when I do that. It's like, ah. Very good. So the next is, let me see, what is next? The wrists. Okay, so the wrists. So we do the cuppy hands on top of the hands. Tap, tap, tap. That's for pain in the neck and the limbs. Now we're not like whack, whack, whack. It's a soft tap. Also helps your veins to kind of pop out. Let's do the other one. So back of the hands. Oh, I forgot one. We're going to do that next. One for the cardiovascular system. All right, so here at the pulse points. Again, that's one of those cardiovascular acupressure areas in our bodies. And the next one is for back pain. Cupping the hands softly, gently on top of the wrist. And I got my bracelets here, but you get the idea. Yeah? Let's do the other one. Okay. And there's another one that we do that we add on to this. It's called the thymus thump. So you go from your collarbone back down about 2 to 3 inches, 2 fingers or 3, you thump your thymus. So once you have reached the age of 30, beyond that, we tend to lose the T cell productions in our body. So we need to have, we do this to stimulate the thymus to, increase our ability to fight off colds and flus. You can do both if you like. And there's something about, what is it? Do you all remember Tarzan, where he goes, well, the little vibrational noise in your chest increases your nitric oxide. So let's do that. I can just hear y'all. Very good. Clap those hands. Rub, rub, rub. And I'm checking our time here. We have a little bit more time to work on some stuff with the hands. So basically, I'm going to scoot back in my chair, hug my arms into the side of the body, and I have my thumbs pointed up. So my thumbs are way up, and I just bring them into the side of the fingers and up and down. This helps with trigger thumb, trigger finger. One side may be a little bit more spicy than the other. You may really notice that. Now take your thumb and bring it down to the bottom of the hand if you can, and up. Be kind, be gentle, be a little bit slower if you need to, okay? Very good. All right, so this is a sequence to lessen strokes. Bring back circulation back into the hands. Fingers on top, so we don't do like the flat hands. We do like the circles. And you press down and up, down and up, down and up, down and up. Go back, down and up, down and up, down and up. Now finger on top of the thumb, flicking the fingers out. Again, here we go. Flick, flick. Be sweet to your body, though. Don't do this if this is really hurting you. Do a lot less vigor, right? One more, all the way down to the pinkies. And all the way back. I just did my thumbs, too. All right, next is the water pump. You can see it, my hand on top of my leg, and I'm having the wrist come off. Other hand on top of the hand, and basically the wrist is up and down. So it gets kind of the underside, again, lymphatic drainage. You may hear some little snap, crackle, pops happens with the tops of the fingers. Very good. Let's do the other side, hand on top. Again, hand anchors, and the thumb just does its own thing here. Ooh, I heard my finger pop there. Very good. Now something for trigger finger. You take your finger underneath where the knuckle is, place the hand down on the leg, and then just kind of lift that finger up. I don't know if you can see that. I'll put it over here so where you can see it. And down. Do on the knuckle, on that first knuckle, lift up and release. Again, lift up and release, and lift up and release. Let's do the other side, all right? So I'm going to go underneath and lift. I'm using the pad of my other finger to lift that finger up and release. Other one up and release. Finger up and release. Finger up and release. Also, thumbs into the thumb. Rub that thumb bed. Go to the finger. So you can do this, watching TV, in the passenger side of the car. Get some more circulation going on here. And then we do the other side. So here we go. Into the thumb, into the finger. Go on to the next one, and the next, and the last one. Spend a little bit more time, not when we're not in class, to do this. All right, shake those hands out, a little spinning of the wrist once again, and reverse. Very good. Now, once again, let's clap the hands, get some heat going on here. Get it into the fingers, move it into the fingers. Now, let's tap our head. And bring it back. Very good. Sinking, settling into our chair. Let's bring our hands to heart center. Drop the chin towards the chest, either gazing at the floor or eyes closed. Let's just breathe in and out. From the very top of the head all the way down to the tips of the toes. Just let everything just kind of be soft, relaxed, releasing into the floor. Try to hold less tension in the body as you are here. Just breathing in, belly out, and exhaling, belly towards your spine. From here, let's think about one thing that we're grateful for, or at least an idea of gratitude. Let's take whatever that is and bring it into our heart space. what we're grateful for today. Good. Then have your eyes look forward. Scoot right back up to the front of your chair. Once again, nice tall posture, feet into the floor. We're going to take that right fist, that's the sun, and that left palm, that's the moon, and bow down to one another in respect. Thank you for taking chair